Hey everyone, this week we are back and today we are going to be continuing the blacksmithing project. Today we are going to focus on the bevels along the side of the dagger, and we are also going to try to work on the tang a little bit so that I can get ready to put a handle on after we get this heat treated. I don't think the heat treat will be in this video because I still have yet to build a quench tank. However, we're going to do my best to make these bevels look nice and keep the blade straight. I have now realized that I have bit off a little more than I can chew trying to make a blade right off the bat when learning how to blacksmith. So after we finish this project, because I'm not going to give up on it, I'm going to go back to the basics and spend quite a few videos trying to work on fundamentals for blacksmithing to get good at some basic things, and maybe do some other projects with some various steels that aren't necessarily bladesmithing, but I'm gonna try to work my way up back to being able to bladesmith well. I just want to learn some fundamentals and basics for blacksmithing because I've realized that it's kind of childish to think that I can just jump right in and start forging these great blades with no knowledge of any technique whatsoever, nor any practice of any technique. So, without further ado of me rambling, we're gonna go in and we're gonna look at what we are starting with for the blade and get right into forging. Okay, so this is what we are starting with today with the sword. Last time I had this bevel forged out a little bit. I'm going to try to forge this side out a little more. I'm also going to try to forge out this other side to be more defined because I forged it on the wrong side. So we're going to try to forge it over here. And also we're going to be working on the tang down there. As you can see, it's much thicker than it is anywhere else. So I'm going to try to flatten it and just get it ready to put a handle on. The tip I'm pretty happy with. It could do to be a little thinner, but overall it's not a problem. I can just grind it right out.
Okay.
Okay, so I kind of butchered that. I ended up forging pretty big gouges into the side of the blade as well as messing up the grain structure while I was trying to forge those sides out. I realized that I needed to start hitting harder and I hit at the wrong angle, so I kind of messed that up. I could probably save it, but without knowing the proper technique and things to do to save it, this particular blade is kind of a lost cause at this point, unfortunately. And here you can see just how bad those gouges are in the side of the blade. So as you can see, I also put a lot more dents in my anvil. So obviously things did not come out as planned in this video. I was trying to forge them like you just saw. I kind of butchered it. And so moving on from here, I'm going to pause this project and I'm going to spend the next few videos, like I mentioned earlier on, working on some basic techniques and fundamentals so I can actually get good at the basics of blacksmithing, and then come back to this project because I do have a second piece of blade steel. And then once I come back to this project, or rather, once I feel ready to come back to this project, like I've learned enough and gotten good enough to actually forge out a blade properly, I'm going to come back to it. Now, I will still be doing the brass casting within the next week or two. I'm still waiting on brass, unfortunately. I know it's taking a while, but I will have that video out still regardless of this setback in this project. And I'm taking this with a grain of salt because I got this to look somewhat like a blade, and nothing's perfect on your first try. I'm actually very happy with where this project went. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm just going to practice so that I'm good enough to get it right the next time I try it. And with that, that's all I have for everyone today. I'm sorry it was a little bit of a shorter video. Things took a turn for the worst. And I will see you next week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!